Well, this is actually a new company, isn't it? And so the opportunity is pretty great for the ones that are the early adopters, isn't it?
Yes, just like any MLM company, direct selling company, people say, gosh, I wish I could get in there when it started. Well, it started. And in America right now, as of September 1st, when we launched officially, there's only 400 people in the business starting September 1st. Those were all of the people that I knew, the family and friends, close people like yourself who learned about the business from a friend of mine and said, hey, I think you should get into this before we actually go live, which we did on September 1st, 2010. So now we're live and we have interest actually all over the world. We have somebody in Poland now, we have New Zealand, Australia, we have, of course, Canada's going crazy with the people we have in that area. So it's ground floor right now. It's a product that every MLMer could use because it helps keep no matter what you're selling. And we don't have the restrictions like some do. We want you to use this product for yourself. We don't have it's not a lotion, a potion, or a pill. You don't have to buy anything else. Basically, when you buy your 8-pack and you do the business, you can get other audio sessions just by building your business.
Well, when you talk about the 8-pack, break it down in terms of the total cost, and it really seemed to me like if you like it, which I love the product for myself because I already do this kind of thing. I'm into meditating and I use mostly guided imagery because that's what I'm comfortable with. So this is, for me, a tool that gets me there without having to think about it deeper, and I feel very drawn to it. I don't know, there's something going on with that, but I'm very drawn to it. I think about it every day, as opposed to, where it's all of a sudden you think about using a product because you're experiencing, maybe more stress than usual or whatever. It's something that, like for me, like exercise, I want to feel good, so I want to go back to it. What is the difference in cost for just like someone that wants to buy it for themselves as opposed to being a distributor? Because it didn't seem like it was that different.
Well, actually, if somebody buys an 8-pack, buys the Zen frames for literally about $20 more, they could be a distributor. And then anything that they buy for themselves in the future is a 30% discount. So if you have anybody you think is you can always convert from being a customer to a distributor, but you might as well become a distributor. And when you buy that package for $339, actually, you get your back office, which gives you all the tools you need to manage and run your online business. You get your Zen frames, which gives you your tool to go out there and let your family and friends try out the system, and if they like it, introduce them to it and give them the opportunity to use it for themselves and maybe even earn some money from it. And you get your 8 audio sessions. But besides that too, you get a whole series of learning material. We put together the Entrepreneur Breakthrough Academy. So right now, this won't be available forever, so depending upon when they're watching this video, it might not be available any longer. But right now it's available. There is the Entrepreneur Breakthrough Academy is available, and 7 audio sessions are available with it that actually guide you through so you can start to think and act like an entrepreneur, which is, a lot of people think they're entrepreneurs, but they don't take the risk, they don't go out there and speak to the people, they don't do the things that are going to need to happen for success to take place. And we've studied success out there in the world, especially in the market of direct selling. We said, this is what they do. So if you want to do what the successful leaders have done in the past, follow these rules and you'll be successful too.
Dr. Porter, you've been involved in this industry, I think, since you were a young, well, not that you're an older man. Yeah. Clarify.
The last
century. Since you were a young man, your father was in this area. Tell us about your background and how you got to this place.
Right. A lot of people, wonder how I could get into this business. Well, my dad was a Silva instructor, and by being a Silva instructor, we learned to use it for sports and for school. And when I found out that when I learned these techniques, I didn't have to spend as much time studying. I developed pretty much a photographic memory. I was an honor roll student, and if I read something, I know it, and if I sit in the class, I remember it. And so school was very easy for me after that. Before that, I tell people I like second grade so well I did it twice. And I think Sister Barbara really liked me, so she had me attend it the second year. But the reality was my dad got me thinking differently, and he had me read a book called As a Man Thinketh in my summer of my 8th grade year. And that changed my life. And he taught me how to go to level, is what they teach you, which is what we teach people to do at the Zen Frames. Go to level, get in touch with your thinking, and change the way you think about yourself and the world. And so I've been doing this my whole life. In fact, there hasn't been a day that's gone by since I was 12 years old that I didn't do some form of hypnosis, relaxation, meditation, Zen frame experience, because I need it. And it's something like, I still remember the words of Tiger Woods. Somebody asked him if he could caddy for him because he was writing a book called Who's Your Caddy? And he said, I don't have time for that. And they said, what do you mean, you're the world's greatest golfer? He says, no, I've got to practice. So there's a lot of people out there, if Tiger Woods feels like he needs to practice and he's one of the greatest golfers that the world has ever seen, what do the rest of us need to do? Well, we need to take care of our own life, our personal life, just like a professional athlete would take care of their sports life.
It's interesting. There are many people, and we're living in a time now where people are so much more aware of these kinds of tools and actually taking more control of their life and knowing that they have the ability to make changes. And, this is, from my end, because I've studied a lot of things in this area, because I'm fascinated by the mind and how it works, and the positive thinking and all of that we've all been introduced to at different times, how it's evolved. But this tool actually takes a lot of the work out of trying to change a behavior, because it's there and you've got all these different things, and it's a wonderful experience to do that. So a lot of times people will go into either some seminar or even church, which I love seminars and I love church and all that, and you get all excited about you're inspired in that, but maintaining that feeling and following through, because there's a discipline with the mind, and if you're doing it on a conscious level, that's a lot more work.
Oh yes, yeah. It takes so much longer to make a change on a conscious level than making the change where basically you have these imprints, these ways of thinking, and you've got to get to that level. Einstein said it best. He said you can't simultaneously create a solution if you're in the problem state. You have to go away from the problem. So a lot of people focus on the problem. You need to go away from the problem into a solution state. Keep the solution in mind and return to the problem and solve it. And that's really what you're doing with CVR. You're giving yourself permission to remove yourself from what's going on in the world and get into your real world, which is in your mind. What's going on in your own thinking. Change the way you think about yourself and your life, and then you've changed your life. If you just change your life, you might not have changed your thinking. You'll just revert back to that. How many people have you read about that have won the lottery, and within a short period of time, they're broke?
Yeah,
they've lost their money because they didn't change their thinking. They didn't have the consciousness of being somebody who has the consciousness of a lottery winner. They thought, well, this was just luck, and then they go back to their old thinking and they lose it all.
Now, this technology is not entirely new. Haven't therapists and doctors been using this for years? Can you kind of give us the history of the technology and the evolution of it?
Right. In my book, Awaken the Genius, I have a whole chapter dedicated to it. I mean, light therapy and sound therapy actually have been around since the dawn of time. But in recent technique, you think about drummers, shamans using drums and looking at a jyoti meditation through candle meditation. And what they found out was through light and sound, both two different sciences, that you could put somebody in an altered state. The military used it to create painless surgeries. And what they found out, though, was that when the gas came out, when they started getting the anesthetics that the hospitals use, they said, well, we don't need to do light and sound anymore. This is easier. But now people are becoming either immune to anesthetic, or it's the downsides are too high. So we have a lot of people going through that. So, but in the 80s, when the computer chip came out, these two sciences could actually work together, because before that it was hard to synchronize them. You could do the lights, you could do the sounds. There are a lot of people out there using just sounds, like whether it be isochronic tones or binaural beats or just beat frequencies. All of these things, those are all good and they do work, but they don't give you the full sensory experience of a light and sound machine. And if you could add, being in a zero gravity chair or on even a sound bed, that would even be better. But now you're talking about a $5,000 to $10,000 system. So what we've done is we've made it affordable to the masses.
And what's the length of time that the programs last for, and how many times per day or per week would you be using it?
Well, most people would listen. If you own the material, you would listen anywhere between every day to 4 to 5 times a week. Depends on really what you need. You're inoculating yourself against stress. So if you're one of these people, we have some people that in our clinics that just come in twice a week and they get what they need. The residual effect of using the equipment of de-stressing lasts for that period of time. Some people need to recharge and de-stress every day. So it just depends on the person. The sessions last anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. So 25 minutes being the max.
So what's your vision for this company, and are we coming close to some sort of a paradigm shift?
Well, I would say that we're in the middle of a paradigm shift right now. I mean, even when we met with some people at some of the big insurance companies, now they're saying, "Wow, we really love this technology. We want to use it." We're talking with some people even in some employees of the Veteran Administration to use the program. So all of these things are out there because we're in a different world now. People understand that our brain is a powerful tool that we've never been trained to use. So by using this powerful tool, we can make a shift. So the paradigm shift is we're not going to let other people control our health and our destiny. This is the first time in human nature that people have refused blindly to get old. They want to do something about it, and with the baby boomers and all of that. So people say, hey, I want to do whatever I can to stay youthful and alive and in vigor. So I think the paradigm shift is, hey, we can take control of this. And because our thoughts are the cornerstone of all of our activities, we can change our thoughts and change all other activities. And I think within a few weeks here, or I mean not weeks, a few years here, there's going to be such a shift that this will be commonplace. Every person will have a home spa, a mental home spa that they'll go to and be able to de-stress. This will be one of the tools in that spa. They might have their own, like some people have a jacuzzi, some people have oxygen therapy, some people have a lot of different tools to de-stress. This will be one of the tools that will be a must-have for people.
Could you try those on for us just so we can see how good they look on you? Because I saw them on you and you look fabulous.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'd be happy to.
See, I think that these are going to be a fashion statement. I know that people are taking them to the beach, to the park, because they're portable and they can go wherever you like. Okay, well, I'm going to share with you what I did with the Zen frames a couple days ago. I decided to do a bubble bath, jacuzzi, and do the Zen frames at the same time, and it was fabulous.
I'm sure. You just got to make sure it doesn't hit the water.
I did.
Although I don't know if there's
I didn't have it plugged in.
Yeah.
No, it had enough charge to do that. But that's what's nice about it is, we didn't really explain this, but you use it with your iPod or an MP3 player.
Any device. Could be your laptop or your computer.
And because that's so small and portable, but you can take it anywhere. You go to the beach and take it.
Right.
So I love that about that. Well, we've run out of time here. We're starting to lose the sun here at this wonderful conference, and so we want to just allow you to come to the website and see and get more information and learn more about the business opportunity. My website address is www.mypurecreation.biz, B-I-Z, /Christi, CHRISTI. Come visit the site, and if you're interested, download there's a sample.
There's a couple free gifts there for them. There's a couple free gifts, and there's a video they can watch about super stress and how they can get some solutions to it.
Okay, fantastic. Dr. Porter, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.